Hello. Welcome to my stream number 134, and it's the late night talks with romantic developer. And we are starting our today's talk. So even today is Monday, which should be first working day, which is cool and nice. Yeah, my Monday is not so energetic. So I get up late and then I did some sleep in the middle of the day. So overall, yeah, my day is not productive at all. From other side, there is like one of the first holiday weeks in the United States, holiday week before Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, I just try to think how to call that day from vice versa, like from maybe some Bible perspective. But yeah, it's so easy. Thanksgiving, giving your thanks. Okay, so I'm still need to refresh my browser because I don't see my stream and couldn't be even sure if it's going well. Also, I'll try to switch account on my phone and also see it on my phone. My phone is much better for stream because I could put it near my point of view where I'm looking at, and I could see any comments or any activity in the chat. Because otherwise, I need to make sure that other window not closed, not overlapped by others, and so on, so on. So yeah, historically, I'm still in my cool t-shirt. Yeah, it looks like pretty old print of some pretty old motherboard or circuit board. And yeah, there is some name of it. Zero 0367 600 F72. Have no idea what is that. Maybe I could spend some time understanding my micro scheme on my body, what it's doing. But I just like the idea of wearing t-shirt of circuit board. I'm that old that I know about a problem of 2000 year. I know when we need to switch off power of computers, and I worked with all type of not only burning CD-ROMs but also all type of diskettes, and not only 3 inches but also 5 inches, and I've seen, I believe, 7 inches, and even more. I know that used like magnetic tape from the stereo players, and also some Babine cassette players for storing information and reading it, and even using some papers which have dots, have gaps in some special place, which called perfocards in my language. Also, it was a way of programming computers and reading programs, except very high price and very specialized like disk, but it was like those babins, multi-layer magnet stripe, and you just install several of them, on top. So it's mostly like, yeah, I need to refresh my dictionary on that topics. It was like Babine stereo player, but music player, but I'm not sure how to call it. So yeah, all of those were in my life. So yeah, and we started. Let's try to remember why we talked about it. And we talk about it because of I like that circuit board, because it's valuable for me. Okay, about personal reflections. Yeah, I have multiple thoughts, but probably I'll repeat just something from yesterday, or which was that we shouldn't wish any side winning, rather we should wish all sides to uh, get to peace negotiation and keep that peace. This way all sides will win, at least they win the lives of their citizenship, the happiness of some families, kids, more kids with fathers, and mothers, more full families, and at all more happily next generation. So let's not argue a lot about who should win, but rather we should ask for a peace, pray for a peace, if we are praying, of course. Yeah, didn't done my hairstyling before that stream, but I should think it should be fine. So what we will do today? I just understand that I came to that stream completely unprepared. I just moved it because I have some chores. But yeah, I will remind you that that stream is 134 from my 152 consecutive day stream challenge. So it's only 18 streams left before I need to do some decisions of whether to continue those streams or not, and if continue, in what way, in what pattern. I received some comment yesterday. I believe it's very standard comment from someone which says, hey buddy, I really like your content, I really like your videos, I know a way how to make them better. I mean, I could video edit, etc., for you, and you will gain much more from your videos. Which lead me to conclusion that that person not even opened my channel. It just leave some comment on the only public video I have, which is not live stream, because and even those video was part of live stream. I just cut it and it created video and lose the stream content from before because the way I need to cut it. So which leads me that even some person come to help me with editing videos. It's so hard to edit streams, so hard to edit streams. Okay, so what we could do, we could have a look on our code which we have and think how we could improve it further. As you remember, let me switch here. Okay. As you remember, we have created that local YouTube helper. Oh, we need to connect to my remote desktop. So we need to do some code refactoring, of course. Yeah, I like that type of road. Let's see what Okay, on that screen we have different view. So here we have road, which is nice. Yeah, it looks really beautiful if you were in mountains, and so how that clouds appear in mountains and they just slowly go up, creating all the shapes, cloudy shapes. Yeah, it looks very beautiful in static or dynamic. I mean, if you see it as a picture or you look at in live or in video, yeah, it's look pretty awesome. That picture is also nice. So we created a shortcut which we just execute run AI helper, and that shortcut is executing our program in that location, and basically it's execute our program with the parameter full process, which means that once we enter here multiple or one URL or video IDs, give me a second. Okay, looks like my phone was on one level of volume and I hear some, like echo from somewhere, and okay, where it's coming from. So, and we enter it, and it will, if it's our video, I mean, in any case, it will download it. It will transform into OGG file with low bitrate for transcribing. It will send it to Whisper for transcription, Whisper SDK in OpenAI. Then it will get the transcript results, create text version, simplified transcript version, full transcript version, and it will send several prompts to ChatGPT. We configure GPT-4o model to SDK of OpenAI to process those prompts on our transcripts or our text or our simplified transcripts, and we receive the results like maybe title, keywords, description. It's what we support. We could receive much more results, like we do in our case. We receive a special result which is better chapters. So chapter list, video chapter list, done in much more specialized way. And then we just insert it into description because we use some substitution. So, and we process those substitution once all prompts are done. And then if we have title or description or keyword prompt, we just go and update those videos in YouTube. So we implement all of those. The only thing we haven't described in README file, all the prerequisites we need to execute it. So yeah, let's try to fix some issues, and then maybe we could go and commit that code after we add some README instructions, of course. So let's just go to our command prompt, and we here in YouTube AI helper. Let's execute Visual Studio Code here and see what we have. So we have local AI helper, local AI helper Python. In local AI helper, we implement everything as batch file. In Python, we implement AI helper Python script, which is much more complex and much more diverse than previous implementation. But it uses the same configuration folder, the same configuration structure, where we have LLM configs, where we have all the prompts, and based on prompts extension, it could be, for example, it could be execute on title or on text or on simplified SRT. And in that case, we will substitute it with better chapters, and better chapters, it has that code to create those. So yeah, it's configuration. And if you look here in those configurations, configuration, generic keywords, yeah, it's the similar thing. It's not just less specialized, let's say that. It's in description, trying to guide it how to create sections. Okay, so in local AI helper Python, yeah, now it's big file. Maybe. I don't even think we could go and insert the text into the free version of ChatGPT. Let's try. What is your recommendation on refactoring this code? And you see, we couldn't send it because message is too long. Even it has better, good context window. In free version, it just doesn't allow us to do. What we can do it in this. We just start new chat. It's not completely free. It's I have some subscription here. So I have premium, so I could execute it. Hi, can you recommend us how to refactor this code? And here, because I am in premium, it looks much more easier to file limits. Yes or no? We don't want to do search. We just want to say hi. Okay, let's try once again. This function, but could benefit from structured refactor to improve readability, modularity, Yeah, we know all of those. So break down the code into modules, divide the code into modules files based on functionality aus, download py, transcriber py, YouTube update py, utilities py, main py. Function documentation. Okay, use config file for constants. Token file scopes into separate configuration. Use binary like Python decouple or .NET for environment variables. Leverage object-oriented design. Refactor repeated logic into reusable cases. Create case for YouTube API, downloader, and transcriber. Credentialize login. Okay. Streamline argument parsing for better clarity. Validate arguments early to simplify downstream logic. Handle errors gracefully. Optimize concurrency. Ensure testability. Oh, no, it's something I don't like to do. Add readme file. Okay, it's something we have. Example of file structure after refactor. Project. Requirements. Test. What let's start. So let's start with the main. And let's see if we could use it, as copy code, and here if we could insert it here. Looks like we could. Nice. So would we do all the refactoring logic right now? Probably we could start that exercise, and then so right now we have videos, and it's set by git ignore, which is cool. So readme requirements token JSON. Let's go and create new file, which is main Python, and let's start to write what we have. Copy code. So to execute main, we need have our downloader, transcriber, YouTube update, config utilities files ready. In main, we just get arguments, video downloader and transcriber, configure folder, past configuration folder, default configuration generic. Add subparse destination mode required from parser full, subparse add parser, full process, URLs, YouTube URLs to process, download, URLs, transcribe, folders, process prompt folders, update YouTube folder. Maybe we need also support folders here. Okay, main. Entry point for the script. We read arguments. We get our config and whisper config from config. We initialize downloader, transcriber, and YouTube updater. And if we have full process, if we do have download, we do download YouTube video. If we have arguments, we have transcribe folder, process from, process update YouTube. So here, all folders, full process, download YouTube video folder, title, yeah. Transcribe audio file, and then probably we need to just change that into the same folder, process video folder, and process and update video folder. We don't need all folders, and we don't need those code. So with that, each file we will process one by one, and we don't need all folders either. So we just verify that video exists, and that's it. Okay, let's. Oh, we need to come here. Downloader, transcriber, YouTube, clear argument parsing for each module is distinct and handles its logic cleanly. Centralized logic setup login ensures consistent login. Really? Do we have subparser? It's a parser mode. Download, full process, main. I don't see anything about login or logger. logger. Okay. Do we use logger anywhere? Okay, processing URL. And that's it. Yes, let's start from, and we want probably the first one, it would be config. Let's start with config. Okay. OpenAI key. Yeah, it's good because we could set our configuration as environment variable, correct? And then we could use it openly. We just will commit file and we don't need to update it all the time. So it was some temporary solution. But yeah, okay, let's copy config py. Let's go and create new file, config py. Let's review if it's good or not. If by chance anybody joined, please say hi and maybe propose some topic about us to conversate. Okay. And looks like we need requirements .NET env. Will it work this way? Do you know? Let's try and see. We want our command prompt. It will be in virtual environment. Pip install R requirements. Oh, we're not in the same folder. cd local python pip install R requirements txt. Let's see if it will. Okay, it just taken some of the latest line 6 005. Okay, let's just add that version. Oh, what is that? Subprocess exiting. Let's do once again. Installing backend dependencies. Interesting. So even if you say pip install .NET where's config .env .net .env and it should be installed somewhere here. .distra. I have a problem. Okay, let's use for that our local free version. Interesting. Okay, that thing is actually not bad. We just install and upgrade our pip itself, wheel and setup tools, which is required to build all the packages. Let's try .env like it is. Okay. Now you see it's slightly different issue. It says that what if we will use it? Okay. Use pep 517. Okay. What if we will use python.env pip install? Let's just try if it will work. Okay, it's working nice. Let's see what we received here. Python. Basically, we have .env. Do we have python.env? Oh, python.env. And entry point.env main installer pip. So maybe we just need to use like before. Again, I'm bad in Python development. So even if we install python.env, looks like we need to use still.env. But here in readme requirements, we could use python.env 101. And yeah, most probably we just need pip install. Oh, not readme. requirements. It should be already satisfied everything, but it's nice that we just double check if it's right. So let's see what we have. We have scopes, token file, client secret, open API key, default model, max tokens, audio bitrate, default output dir, config folder, whisper config, general settings, and config, where we have everything. Makes sense. Okay, let's try to go to our code, and we need next would be downloader by let's continue with, we still need to see exactly how it will use configs from different folders. Config access to OpenAI, access to whisper temperature settings. Oh, do we have whisper config as well? Config. Oh yeah, we have whisper config. Whisper temperature, response format, language, max alternative, profanity filter, and so on. Oh. So let's see what it proposes for downloader. Key features. Encapsulate on downloading and conversion logic into downloader class, sanitize its utilities, video metadata handling, okay, audio conversion with embark, error handling, readability, dependencies, usage in main py, OGG file, video folder, title, output, utilities py. Okay, let's go with utilities and let's copy their code while we doing utilities. And that should be our class with name downloader. Let's go and create new file, downloader py. Okay. So we have that init with config, which just use audio bitrate and default output dir. Download YouTube video URL OID, and it would be output dir or self output dir. If it's not YouTube URL, video URL or extracted from it. Okay. Create YouTube DL, get info, get title, sanitize title, download NVIDIA title, video ID. And we just go and create in output dir make folders with that sanitize folder. Okay. Say video metadata, file details. Okay. And then we just get best audio. And then we just downloaded audio pass, OGG file pass. Okay. And we self convert to OGG, and here we just convert into output name. Converting with FFmpeg command, and we just execute it. About removing original file, I'm not so sure. Let's just not remove it. Convert it to OGG. Or conversion file. Extract YouTube ID. It could be part of utilities method actually, but it's fine. Okay, sounds good. The only thing that it's sync output and it has output dir none, but here default output dir is output. Let's see where is default output dir, and it's config default output dir, default output dir, default output dir, or let's say videos, video, come on, videos, yeah, that looks better. And let's create utilities y, and let's go here. So below are utilities, and in that utilities we have function for setup login, inform, basic config level, logger, get logger name, return logger. Okay, it's something we used in the main. Is YouTube URL. Okay, ensure limit text, format duration. Okay. Okay, looks pretty simple, correct? All the functions we have before. So now we still need how our transcriber and YouTube update, and then we need to test it once again to see if it if it's all working fine. And then we still need to do several issues, several modifications. So let's go with transcriber. Yes, please proceed with let's go and create transcriber. Oh, transcriber Python, and let's see the code it's proposing. It's still generating. How to do refactor very quickly and say your boss you spent like whole day refactoring. Just use ChatGPT. I'm not completely joking, by the way, but of course you need to have some skills to analyze the results of ChatGPT, or at least use ChatGPT if you don't understand some results to explain it to you, because sometimes ChatGPT could change logic slightly and you will never notice that. I don't think it's did the perfect job of what we are doing. We are refactoring. Perfect job of refactoring the code, but it did pretty well. At least it's used some logic to divide it into classes. Not the worst logic, by the way. So let's divide it into the classes, because otherwise our main class has become too ugly and too big to work with. Okay, let's copy code and let's insert it here. Let's see any comments it has after the code. So key features: chunk-based transcriptions, use transcribe chunks concurrently, Whisper API integration, log errors and ensures temporary files are cleaned up, combine chunk transcription into single, use duration calculation, dependencies. Okay. Oh. Yes. So let's see what we have. We have everything. Load file content. We have our logger, transcriber, and we basically, it's good practice, I think, to initialize logger only once and then pass it to each constructor. And if we're talking about utility functions, you should pass it as well. This way you will not create multiple loggers, but you will create single logger, and you can modify it, configure it, and use it everywhere. So config, whisper config, and we just say OpenAI key. Transcribe audio files. For audio and audio files, we try to get chunks. And once we get chunks, we try for each chunks to transcribe chunk. And once completed, we save transcripts and we put the list of transcripts. In transcribe chunks, we chunk, and chunk is split audio file, and what we receive, we have its file size. If it's less than 24.8, get duration, and chunk, we just say append file path, chunk file name, start time is temporary true. It's just will be list of file paths and start time. Split audio from embark, and chunk file name will be split text file path part start. Yeah, it's basically our previous logic here, but we just ask command to split it somewhere. And when we ask it to split, we start end, and we have start duration, and for chunk lengths we have overlap in milliseconds, which by default is equals 10 seconds, maybe too much. Get audio duration, okay, save transcript. We get also transcript, we combine them and save SRT version and TXT version. Okay. Slightly complicated, but it's as our code is. Our code is also slightly complicated. Update YouTube. Okay, it should be simple. New file. Update YouTube. YouTube Python. So we have our main process update YouTube. We get everything, load file content. and load file content will update video title or none. And in update video, first thing, we just get details, and if title, then we update snippet, otherwise it will remain the same, which is nice. Authenticate credentials from token file. Refresh flow installed from self client secret file. Scopes. Looks like some new code flow run local server. Maybe it's here. I'm just not sure. They use it ChatGPT to generate it. So okay, looks overall good. So right now we still have update YouTube is also here. Downloader transcriber YouTube update. Oh, it's update YouTube. We just need to rename it. Rename update YouTube update. Okay, and in update YouTube update, YouTube updater. Yeah, looks like proper thing. And in main, the only thing we don't have transcriber. Oh, it's transcriber. Process prompts on transcripts. Let's go to transcriber. Audio file, transcribe chunk, process whisper response, split audio file, split audio pack, get audio, save transcripts. So that thing, it haven't returned us that, correct? You haven't implemented. I think it could be a new class for processing prompts, correct? Prompt processor. Okay, so we need also prompt processor. Let's see. I expect multiple issues. First of all, because we are not using our we're not using our configurations, and also because it's, if you see, it just missed some main method. It doesn't return as main method for process prompts. So of course, who can say it will do good job? Get prompt files, load transcript files, base LLM SRT. Load transcription files, load transcription files, init. So we need here to create a new file. Let's say process prompts in Python, and file would be prompt processor. Let's call it prompt processor. And now from main, from prompt processor, import prompt processor. In prompt processor should be also prompt processor. We should create it as if I'm not mistaken, just with config, and we need to use it to process prompts on transcript video folder. Download, transcribe, process prompts, and YouTube updater, process update YouTube, transcribe folder. Okay, looks good. The only thing in transcribe folder, really? Transcriber, you need transcribe audio files, transcribe chunk, let's say that for transcriber code you generated, I don't see download YouTube video. Okay, let's ask about method, and I don't see where it saves LLM SRT file. You see, you're absolutely right. Okay, so they will provide me with transcribe audio files, transcribe folder. It will look for folder which ends with OGG or MP3, and then it will transcribe it. And in save transcripts for LLM transcript, it's convert to LLM SRT, and convert to LLM SRT, it's the method which we had before. So I wouldn't copy everything, but I copy transcribe folder into transcriber. Why? Because transcribe audio files is transcribing, but it use also, you see that transcribe chunk, and in our response transcribe chunk, and you see it's missing here. But we have saved transcripts definition, which is looks like better. Oh, the rest of method remains same. I see. So And let's see the method which is save transcripts. Also, convert to LLM SRT could be a utility method, but it's fine to have it in Transcriber because it's pretty specific. Okay. Do we have, what do we have here? Python. Let maybe use bigger screen. cd local YouTube helper Python. And let's use Python main. It should say as really prompt processor. Prompt so main, let's see, from prompt processor import prompt processor, and it's take config config. Okay, what's going on? Can it import name prompt processor from prompt processor? Prompt processor. Prompt pro. Oh, let's rename it. Prompt processor. Processor. Yeah, it's mistake. It shouldn't be worthy, but let's see if it helps. Line, can an import name prompt processor from import from prompt processor, and why it's so? Let's look at transcriber. Class transcriber. Logger setup login. Definite. Load transcribed file, get prompt file, get single, generate response, subscribe. And why it's so? Main. Parse arguments. Of course, it starts with import. Let's once again. Okay, now it's everything is fine. How it's possible? Really, what we are doing with config folder here? Args mode. Let's just ask about a config folder here. Is mandatory. Science configuration and now centralized in config and whisper config. And optional read from environment variables is redundant unless you intend to support an alternate configuration source. Capability. We can implement a method to override config and whisper config and runtime based on folder content. Okay, let's try to use that in the good thing. Should we put it in config or in, should we have this method here or in utilities? Okay, let's say we have that here. If args config folder. Too much. We need to switch here. Let's return to main. And here we just say if args config folder import something like that, correct? Args config folder and load from config folder. Let's see that implementation. LLM config. If open config pass for line in F, if line equals key value, config key value equals value split. Let's ask it to I like the idea of keeping. Can you change that if value for some key is empty, don't override default config? Should be a simple fix, correct? And it just should add somewhere here when we read value strip if value we set, else we skipped overriding. Okay, that's what we want. So we still could have all our configs in our env file, which we could add to git ignore and have like our API key here in our env file, or just in environment at all without even env file. And for everything else we will use that things. And let's see what else we have. So does it work? Okay, mode is required. Let's see our main parse arguments, config folder, default configuration generic. Pass. So config folder in that way would be specified. and we just load it from config folder. Pass join config folder llm config. So let's ask ChatGPT here. Now config folder default value is configuration generic, but when we execute the main script from different working folder, it doesn't work properly, like we see when we try to create shortcut. So the question is, can we support for relative passes, relative for our executable and full passes for absolute here. Okay, so we want to have relative script location. Okay. Updated code, resolve pass. Oh, setup login. Okay, so for resolve pass is absolute pass, return pass. If base dir, we just take in our current executables and then we could execute it. Okay. Result config folder. You know, we just could copy all of those, both of this method. Control C and go to our config. Yeah, here. Control V. We just need that. But looks like now we also need that sync as well. At the beginning. At the beginning. So somewhere here. Okay, OS we don't need. Okay, looks good. Let's check if our code's still working. Okay, no mode specified. Let's test it. So our mode is just, yeah, we need to specify it. So let's specify it download. Download. And let's test it on some YouTube video. I have that video which is very short, so it should be quick. And if we just put that video link here, oh, I don't need that time. Let's see if it will work. Loading configuration from generic LLM config, loading whisper configuration from here with, okay, downloading video pop-up, and it's tried to download our video to videos exploring Mercer Island trip. Okay, looks good, and here it's downloaded. Even it's our video was downloaded before, it's downloaded into new folder because we say a folder as a video name, not as video ID. So exploring Mercer Island. Let's copy folder, copy path. Maybe we should name it like that. Who knows? Okay, let's try different. Main pop-up Python main and would be transcribe. So we testing something before we will execute it full process. Oh, really? Really? While we do migration, it's update our code to older SDK for OpenAI. So never believe ChatGPT. Oh, yeah, let's go here. It's our main development environment here. So we have Transcriber and we have a code which actually do transcription. It's done here, transcribe chunk. Let's see our current code, which is messy, but working fine. Let's go to transcribe chunk. Interesting. Let's move it here. Whisper config. Word segment. Timestamp granularities. Did we add that somewhere in config? Anyway, let's try to do that thing very quickly. Okay, now we have something like self. And in self, we should have, do we have OpenAI config or something? We have config OpenAPI key. Self config OpenAPI key client, and then here we should say response. Let's just copy that. Response client file f audio file model whisper 1 self whisper config. Okay, let's do it like that, just for a little, and see what else we have. So we have response, and then we try to generate segments based and word based SRT. Here we have response, but it doesn't support word level SRT. And let's see whisper config. Whisper config response format, but we don't have anything like timestamp granularities. Okay, so let's ask our ChatGPT to help us once again. Hi, in your generated class. By the way, I've updated executing Whisper SDK to latest shape. You missed word level and transcript. Please add it back as well. We need make sure that param transcript it's not transcript, it's parameter with name. We need a helper. Timestamp granularities. Timestamp granularities is set to word and segment. Here is your last code. Let's see if it will be able to return it or not. So init whisper config. Nice. It's added to whisper config here. Extend chunk results words. And in save transcripts, so let's return to our class here. It's transcriber. So transcribe audio files. Let's just replace it with the definition init. Transcribe audio files, transcript segments, words, chunk results. Future result, words or segments. Save transcripts. Okay, let's see what else. Transcribe chunk. Okay, that would be our response, process whisper response. It would be our transcribe chunk. The only difference here would be array, object of two empty arrays. And process whisper response would be words, append subtitles, process whisper response. Yeah, now we have also words, split audio file. We don't need to change, we need to change save transcript. Okay. It's what we saved. And here Convert to LLM SRT. Subtitles, timestamp. Why we have difference now here? Formatted lines. Because we are not use any more total length seconds, correct? We don't return it. Okay, makes sense. It will be just slightly simpler. Okay, let's go to that video and see what we have. We don't have any text here because it's all failed, correct? So let's just remove it and try to execute it once again. Main transcribe and see if it will transcribe. So now, oh, I'm sorry. Now we have create, go and expect keyword arguments, max alternatives. So let's see what we passed here to our transcription with API. So we have language, prompt, response format, max alternatives, profanity filter, temperature, response format, language. I just remove that max alternatives. So as of now, response format, verbose JSON. It's something we shouldn't get from environment. It should be always as is. But okay, let's save it and try once again. Profanity filter. Really? You don't know all of those? Okay, let's remove it as well. Because we never use it before. Maybe it will it's not used anymore in SDK. Okay, at least it's allow us to send chunk to Whisper API, and now would be moment of truth if it could not return transcription, but if we could save it in expected way as TXT, as SRT. Okay, transcription object is not subscriptable. Okay, and it's happening in our transcriber. So here where we process Whisper response, I think in that get words, no? Let's see how we have that code in AI helper. Response. segment start and text. Enumerate response segments. Enumerate response segments. Oh, I need transcription dot segments. Oh, so in that way, segments, we have response segments, start, end, response. It would be let's just use like before, you know, like segments, and it would be words. Start, end, and content segment text, word. Oh, let's see. For generate word SRT, word, strip, word. Let's see if it helps. But with that login everywhere and better error catching, we lose a place where we exactly have an error, correct? So sending chunk, post, skip subtitle index 4, subtitle start time more than end time, info, save transcript files into skip subtitle at index. Start and index. Oh, why so complex? I segment. Content update. So before we just use string, you know, now it's updating to use subtitle SRT class, which is better for that thing, but you see it's having those issues. Whisper response. Let's see what is saved. Most probably it saved not what we need. Okay, txt looks good. That thing doesn't look so cool. Of course we need to strip 41, and you see from 43, 54, 55, 56, 58. So maybe it looks like we skipping something. I mean, here segments are defined pretty well, but you see 6, 8, 6, 12, and then 13, 18, 20, 29. And LLM SRT would be, I mean, it's built from SRT, so it would be the same. And word level, I'm trying to, if you can hear me, 1 second. Yeah, no way to check. Okay. It looks slightly better, but you see it's missed. I'm trying to if 280 to 80 to check. Maybe here it was to check. Understand. Maybe it's all from the word, you know, all that issues. Because we have a lot of, okay, index 4. Subtitle start time equals so more or less time. I am using and see error. It's expected in my case for word level 30. Any way to fix it? Let's see. That likely because words in the word level transcript can have very short duration. Ignore subtitles with 0 duration. If a word has 0 duration, start end, you can choose to skip adding it to subtitles list over the or how you can modify the code. If you want to make sure the subtitle has a minimum duration, even start equals end, you can set threshold to add a small duration if needed. Min duration, time delta, 10 milliseconds. Maybe we could try use this, or we could switch to other option. Okay. Anyway, even with that, it's just lack of word level transcript. We still need to make sure that process prompts and YouTube updater is working with our refactoring of the code, which we will do on our upcoming streams. And then we will be ready to push updated code to our Git repo, which also has not bad version of our code, which we could execute. But of course, this one will bring much more capabilities. So today we buried in refactoring it with ChatGPT. And because we haven't used Copilot, of course, it took slightly long time, especially having ChatGPT on one computer and Visual Studio on another, but I think we did well. So to finish today stream, I think I'll, as usual, wish you to have a great time of the day. I wish you to have clear and peaceful sky, to build coziness in your heart and around your family, to be a person who accept the things and could see through, who is very wise, and who choose peace over any anger or wish to some of the sides of conflict to win, because it's better when there are no winning when they just stop, negotiate, and have peace, which could suit all. And believe me, the sooner it will happen, the better chances for good negotiations are. So yeah, let's try to live in the peace. Yeah, with joy, with happiness, and send in love, acceptance, and coziness to our loved ones. So that is my wish to you all, and see you tomorrow whenever you are ready. I will be streaming after 11 p.m. In most cases it would be 11 p.m. Sometimes it could be around 12 midnight. Yeah, that's it. So I will wave you a hand, and once I see my hand waving, I will end a broadcast and execute my previous script to update the video. Goodbye.